Kat, whenever we hear of a tragic incident like this, many ask the woman why she stayed. The one expert from Women's Space tells me society is asking the wrong question. Peggy Whalen says the question we need to be asking is, why is the perpetrator hurting this person? She says 3 women have been murdered just in Lane County by their partner after they left or while they were in the process of leaving in the last year. According to Whalen, 50% of women who are homeless left their homes because of domestic violence. She also adds not everyone has a support system who can help or back these victims up.
Where are they going to go? What if you don't have housing? What if you don't have a job? What if you don't have a job that earns enough money for you to support you and your family? There's really complicated situations.
Whalen says many times the abuser says they will change, and victims will often want to believe that from the person they love. In some cases, victims say because the abuser threatens them or their children's lives, and according to Whalen, the abuser often follows through. Many abuse victims have taken to social media this week, hashtagging why I stayed and why I left. Some are calling it powerful, courageous, and a hashtag of hope. Here are some of those thought-provoking tweets. One woman writes, hashtag why I stayed. I thought love conquered all. Another says, quote, he would be granted visitation rights if nothing else. All that time alone spent with our young kids, scary to think about. For Crystal, it was, quote, because he isolated me from all my friends and family and I had nowhere to go. And Laura's story of why she stayed, because when things were good, they were really, really good. But she left, she writes, because when things were bad, they were a living nightmare. Kelly Matthews, a public relations instructor at the University of Oregon, says the response to these 2 hashtags show victims of domestic abuse aren't alone.
We're seeing this flow of awareness raising, conscious raising, community building kinds of things, specifically around women and specifically around women's empowerment and women feeling like they can share their stories and there is a community there that they can connect with. It's beautifully inclusive.
Matthews says being one step removed and speaking to an online community instead of face-to-face makes it so victims don't have to tell the whole story and relive it. If you want to tell your story or read what others are saying, again, the hashtags are why I stayed and why I left. If you are a victim of domestic abuse, there is a place to turn. Call the Women's Space Crisis Line at 541-485-6513. Live in the newsroom, Kelsey Dudley, News Source 16.